So I took a dive straight into this movie without any research or any preparation. I just watched the trailer and then I just went to see it, and I actually thought it was really epic, no matter what anybody says. Before I get into this review, guys, if you already haven't, please like and subscribe to the channel. I'd really much appreciate it. I'm also on Twitter and TikTok, so if you're on any of those platforms, please hit me up. Just so you're aware, guys, this is going to be a spoiler review, and I will be spoiling the shit out of this, so if you haven't seen it, I'd advise you not to watch it. But anyway, I just found it really refreshing that the MCU just kind of brought out this film that wasn't anything to do with the Avengers or Spider-Man, Iron Man, Captain America, just something a bit more fresh and different. And I actually really enjoyed this. I kind of looked into it and there was a lot of bad kind of reactions to this movie. Like I looked on Rotten Tomatoes and I think they gave it like a 48 and the audience reaction was like 80, which was quite surprising, but I can kind of understand from a big fan's point of view. I'm sure there's a lot of hardcore fans out there that are absolutely raging, and I totally understand, but for someone who doesn't know anything about the Eternals, I actually thought it was pretty good. I actually ended up watching this movie in 4DX, which really added to the experience. I think the last time I ended up watching a movie in 4DX was probably when The Meg came out, because that was kind of around the time when 4DX was just kind of happening. Well, it was the first time I actually went to watch a movie in 4DX, and even though the film wasn't that great, just having that whole experience of like the chairs moving, water being sprayed in your face, and the thumpings to the chair, I just kind of thought this would be a perfect movie for that, because I know there was a lot of like bad hype with this, and I know this film came out a lot earlier, especially in the States, and there was a lot of kind of like bad press about it, but I didn't really listen to any of that. I just watch movies as I perceive them and I take my own critiques about it. And I think the 4D experience, it just really added to it. And even the story, I mean, it was a little bit slow. It was definitely on for a very long time, but I really enjoyed it. The cast, I mean, I was so intrigued with the cast. I mean, Angelina Jolie, I mean, I'll talk about her a bit later, but my God, I mean, at her age, like doing the things that she did in this movie. I mean, she's Tomb Raider. I mean, I just thought she was absolutely amazing. Like, she was definitely one to watch from my point of view. I just really loved her. I mean, I love her in anything. I think she's such a quality actress, and she can do no wrong. So anyway, Eternals. It's pretty much about these groups of demigods, should I say. They've been together for such a long time on Earth until it comes to a point where the Earth is obviously in trouble. Like, these are the way Marvel movies go. When the Earth's in trouble, all these superheroes, they come together to fight the bad guys. And basically that's what this movie was. They were there for like thousands and thousands of years. I mean, there was so many time differences, and it was kind of a little bit difficult to keep up, because it was almost like, well, where are they now? What year is it? What kind of occurrences did they have at this point? But it kind of made a lot more sense. But in theory, it was pretty much about these guys coming together, defeating the bad guys, and happy ending, in a nutshell. I mean, you had Richard Madsen and Kit Harington in the same movie, and I felt like I was watching Game of Thrones. And even characters called Cersei, and I'm like, oh my God, this is just like Game of Thrones. And there was this scene where you had Kit Harington like, Cersei, I love you, and I'm like, yeah, this seems very familiar to me. Yeah, Kit Harington's in this movie, and he really had like a small part. I mean, was he in the trailer? I don't know if he was, but I just remember thinking, oh, Kit Harington's in this, and yeah, he had a very small part. I mean, Richard Madsen, if you think about him in Game of Thrones, he had a much smaller part in Game of Thrones than Kit Harington. I mean, obviously he died in like, what, season 4 was it? But even so, I mean, he played such a big part in this movie. But looking at the other cast members, you've got this character called Sprite, and she's basically an eternal child. And I just kind of love her backstory. She's so envious of people because they can obviously grow up and have a life, and she's kind of stuck in this rut where she's longing for that. And even at the end of the movie, she just doesn't want to be who she is anymore. She wants to be human. She wants to be able to grow up. She wants to be able to have relationships. She wants to be able to love. And I just love her character, because you can get a sense later on in the story that she is in love. She is in love, and she's she's just so envious of humans, and it's no doubt that she wants to become one. She's kind of perceived as this Tinkerbell. She gets picked on a little bit by the other Eternals, and you know, you just really feel for her, and I just love her character. And then obviously you've got Athena, Goddess of War, who was played by Angelina Jolie. It's Thena, not Athena. The film made it very clear that it's Thena, not Athena, just so you know. But honestly, Angelina Jolie, like, she just continued to amazes me. I think she was absolutely amazing. Her fight sequences, like, I just didn't know she had it in her. I mean, I just remember her from, like, Tomb Raider, like, and even at that point, I'm like, wow, she can really move and she can really act. She's just absolutely incredible. But watching her in this, brilliant. Honestly, those fight sequences, and to watch them in 4DX as well, like all the fast-paced running and all the effects and the flips and all of that. I mean, I know that's obviously CGI, but honestly, it was just so cool to see. And I'm just amazed, like, they actually got her to do it. And I'm sure she was more than happy to be part of the MCU universe, but honestly, it was just brilliant. And then you had Richard Madden, and he plays Icarus. He's obviously Robb Stark in Game of Thrones, but he's pretty much like the Superman of the MCU universe. You know, that is pretty much what he was playing, apart from the cape, obviously. But yeah, I thought he played a really good job. I mean, he kind of plays the baddie, he kind of turns on them, but it's for all a greater cause, you know, it's all for the well-being of the universe, and obviously from his point of view, he's in the right, and obviously he's trying to get the other Eternals to kind of help him, and then obviously there's fighting involved, and they turn against each other, and then you obviously realise in the end he knows he's done wrong, but yeah, it's going to happen. You're always going to get one of those superheroes or the goodies that turn evil, and he just happened to be the evil one, but yeah, it kind of made sense. Okay, I'm rambling now, and I'm saying basically way too many times, but I can't help it. It's like a tick almost, but I know I'm doing it, so. But ultimately, like, I really did enjoy it. Like, the effects was just absolutely incredible. The story probably did need a little bit of work, and that's just from my point of view. Like, it might have been good for the comics, or it might have been completely thrown off topic because of the comics. You know, there's always some back reason, and there's probably some hardcore fan out there. It's like, oh, they missed this out, they missed that out. Me, honestly, I don't really care. I just take this movie as I see it, and it's a good time. I would probably give it, for the effects, probably a 10. The effects were fucking awesome. I mean, excuse my French, but the effects were really cool. Story, probably maybe a 6, maybe a 7, generously. The cast, I mean, the cast was really cool, and that was one of the reasons why I really wanted to see this. I mean, Angelina Jolie, I really wanted to see her in this, because I knew there was going to be a lot of fighting, and that's what I got, and that's what I expected. You know, I mean, it definitely gave me other expectations as well, but honestly, I think she just blew me out the wall with this. I thought she was epic in this. And another spoiler as well, like, Harry Styles, really? I mean, when you saw him in that end clip, I'm like, holy shit, it's Harry Styles. I mean, I watched him in Dunkirk, and he was actually pretty good in Dunkirk, but I was like, this is a total game changer. I mean, Thanos' brother, did he even have a brother? I mean, I don't know, I didn't really read the depths of the comic books, but Harry Styles, really? I think everybody just gasped at the cinema, but, you know, it could surprise you. He might end up being one of these amazing characters in the MCU universe, I don't know. That little dwarf thing, whatever it was, that was a bit weird. And the CGI wasn't the best. I mean, that was probably the worst CGI in the movie, that little, whatever it was, leprechaun or something. But yeah, Harry Styles, that's interesting. I'd love to know what you guys think about that. You probably don't like it, but anyway. But anyway, guys, have you watched it? Are you going to watch it? Do you even care? Do you like the fact that they've done an Eternal movie? Who knows? I mean, it was kind of cool. I thought it was really cool. But anyway, guys, please like and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to hear your comments below. Let me know. And have a great week, guys. Take care.